The project for today is to show you how quick and easy it is to make something as magical as this, which says never too old for magic, or you could put whatever saying you want in it. There's great profits and great sales to be made on these. They're really easy to make. Just follow a few tips and tricks that I give in here and they will really stand out from the crowd. So let's get on with it. There are a couple of stages that I want to do before I start putting the dresses together and building them up. One of them is with the acetate wings, because if not, they're not going to show up. I keep all my pieces like this in a little plastic tub, because if not, I know I will lose them. And the other one is I want to put a backing on the backing board for the actual frame itself. I will link everything in the description below, don't worry. Now this is the backing paper that I've chosen because the dresses all seem to really show quite well against this backing, and it's not over powerful. It is actually a Christmas backing, but you can't read what it actually says, so it doesn't matter. So all I'm going to do is put that onto here using some glue. But first of all, I need to cut it out, and that's easily done. I only have to follow round this shape, and then I can glue that on there. And once I've glued it on there, I will trim it up if there's any excess. But that way, at least I know it's fully covered. And all I'll use on that is a little bit of white glue. And as you know, I buy white glue in a really large tub because I use so much of it, because I love it. It is so handy for everything. So making sure I'm getting right away up to the edge. If they've got any excess, I will take that off because I don't want it to squeeze out and make a mess. I don't think it is going to. But who knows? I am messy anyway, aren't I? So it probably will. I'm going to take, yeah, so there's a little bit of excess there that I'm going to take off. So I'm covered up, all my edges are done. So I'm happy there. Make sure I'm getting it up the right way. So if anyone does spot the writing, that the writing is up the right way, it is. All I need to do is place that on there like that. Turn it over, get me roller, and make sure that that is connecting all the way round, everywhere. Don't want it to be missing any bits or any bubbles in it. Brilliant. No excess has come out there, and it is very well placed now. And all I do is put that somewhere to dry. These wings are just not going to show up on here at all. They're just not going to show up. Now, they would show up probably if they weren't going in a frame and they were done separately, but they're not going to show up on here. So what I've got planned is putting some glitter on these, and then I'm going to bend them up slightly so that they've got a little bit more shape to them as well, like that when they're in the frame. And all I'm going to use for gluing that glitter on is some gilding glue. And the reason I use gilding glue is because when it's dry, gilding glue is really, really sticky, and the glitter will stick onto that and not really go anywhere else. And I'm going to go round all of the edges like this. And I don't mind if I get a little bit over or it's a bit erratic. This isn't factory made, this is custom made by me. So go around all of them like that, and once they're dry, I'll show you what I'll do next. While the glue's drying on my wings, what I'm going to do is put my flowers together that have been cut out, and these again, really easy. All I do is put a little dot of glue in the middle there, and then pick up the corresponding leaf, put it in the middle, push it down, so it's glued in. I love these little glue pens, they are a godsend. And what I'm also going to do is add something to them as well, because I want it to stand out. I want it to have that little extra bit of sparkle. So for those, I've put little pearls in, and for these, all I'm going to be using is these sticky gems. It just elevates everything up a little bit more. Those ones I put little pearls in, and I think they look pretty too. I do like to embellish where I can. And make it even more sparkly. So I use this one, and it's for, as you can see, making a little dress to have on your dressing table. But I don't want to use it for that. So all I did was I went to customize here, brought all the pictures into, or all the pieces that I need to cut into here. And then I highlighted them all, one at a time, one dress at a time. And then shrunk them down to the size that I wanted. And then I made them using different coloured card and cut them all out. So dead easy, really. And if you don't have a Cricut, there's lots of patterns on the internet where you can hand cut these out. Just having a Cricut makes life a little bit easier. So my little flowers are done and they're in me pot ready, and these are nearly dry. Now when you've cut this out, it's actually designed to be kind of 3D on a pole, like I said, and I don't want it like that. So all I'm going to do is cut off these two side bits here like that, because that is the bit that is going to go there on the dress. And now you need to fold this dress, and I found the easiest way to fold this dress is fold along the little score lines all the way, and then fold back that particular first one onto the next one, and then fold it like that. So that's your first fold, and then I kind of find, well, which one's got to be folded next, or how have we got to do that? And I ended up messing it all up, the first one, and having to cut it all out again. So what I've now found is if I fold them anyway, then it kind of comes obvious once you've got it folded. The next one folds back onto the one that you've just folded onto. So for instance, I've just folded onto this one with this one, and now I'm folding onto that same one with the one here, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like a little fan or little concertina. And now that works like that, and then I'm giving them a good squeeze down, and then it finishes off like that. And then you start again. You don't have to worry about where your last one was, because you just start again. That one's on the top. You want the next one underneath. Fold that in there like that, and you do exactly the same as you done before. Because I never think the Cricut scores things particularly well. I wish it would score things a little bit deeper. I'm sure my friend Carolyn would be able to help me with that, but I never do. So then I need to fold this one, and it's a dress after all, so it doesn't really matter too much if it has got one or two little extra wrinkles in it, does it? It just means the lazy fairy ain't ironed it properly, I would say. Yeah, so there we go. So that's the next one done. And then this one, the last one, comes back onto that one, like that. And then you can open that up a little bit, and then that's the bottom of the dress. And the top of the dress just connects to that like that, on using those tabs that have already been cut out on your Cricut. They will just stick to that, and you can have it on there like that. Now if you want to go round with some pen and put artificial piping on it or whatever, you can. I'm not going to with the dresses yet. I might change my mind. And then to glue those on, all I need to do is put some glue on these little tabs here. Line that up so it fits on there like that. And then that's the little dress finished. And then the flowers, or whatever you want to use, will go on there. So there's more flowers than I needed, because all I want to do is add 4 to the bottom here and 1 on the top here. So I'm putting a bit of glue there, and I'm using the 4 larger ones here, like that, pushing them down onto it. And that's my little dress put together, and I'm going to finish off the other 2, and then I will show you what I'm going to do with the wings and how I'm going to build it all up, and how much I'm going to probably charge for this if I'm going to sell them. Now the glue's dry on here. All I'm going to do is just pop these wings in here to get that glitter to stick to wherever that glue is. Now the static will cause the glitter to stick on other places, but I can get that to come off fairly easily, although I don't really mind it. I quite like it on there. So they're definitely going to show up now a lot more on there than if I hadn't put that glitter around. Well, my dresses are all finished and my wings are all finished now. I did add a little bit of glitter to the dresses because I just couldn't help myself, because I felt they needed a bit more sparkle. And all I'm using now is some of these sticky pads here to attach these to the wings. Attach that to there like that, and then we've got the wings on there. And I'll carry on do all 3 like that, and then they're ready. And then all I have to do is attach those to this board, and I'm going to put a little bit of a saying at the top as well, which I'll have cut out on my Cricut. But if you don't have a Cricut, you can often find little sayings on stickers online. Now the extra fun bit is putting it together, and this is where I'm going to place everything. And all I'm going to use is a bit of hot glue here to place them, making sure that I leave enough gap around the outside for the frame to go on. And also I've got a couple of other bits that I want to stick on as well. There we go, and they'll be on there now permanently. They're not going to move or go anywhere. Always make sure as well you get them up the right way for your hanging hook, because the last thing you want to do is hang it on an angle. Well, that's all finished now and ready to be put in the frame, and I've put never too old for magic on it, a few stars and a few wands, and I think that just sparkles it up a lot. And now all I need to do is pop that carefully in there like that, push these back now to hold it in place, turn it over, give the glass a bit of a clean because there's no doubt about it, it's probably got my fingerprints all over it. I'm using 99% alcohol here. Give that frame a bit of a clean and that'll clean that up lovely. These box frames really are very inexpensive, which is great because it allows you to make these sorts of things and still make a decent profit on it. And there we go. I would say that's taken me probably about 3/4 of an hour to make that, and the frame was £6, but sometimes they're more expensive, sometimes they're not, and I would sell that for £27 on a craft fair. And I think you'll agree that has come out really, really pretty. I love it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Please boot that like button as well. It really helps my videos to get out there. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And ring that little bell. Take care. Enjoy your crafting. Bye.